Okay, good morning. My name is Adrienne, and I have a boyfriend who I love a lot. So I'm like head over heels for this guy, but I'm really insecure about talking about him with my family because of my age. They're always like, don't want to discuss it. Like they kind of want to. I feel like they just brush it off. Like I'm like, oh yeah, me and my boyfriend. So Mija, how's school? You know, how's work? And it's kind of discouraging because he's important to me, so there's not a lot of things in life that I'm sure of, but the one thing I am sure of, I kind of want support on. But so about 3 Saturdays ago, it was I had work, so I headed off to work, and I got there 2 hours early, and I was just like, oh, what the heck? Like, who gets to work 2 hours early? But I didn't panic because, you know, it was payday, and my paycheck was bigger than I expected, so I was like still in a good mood. And I'm a party host at a children's museum, so I get to my shift at 11. I walked back in, clocked in, and the party started at about 12. And it was a normal, regular party. It was for a 4-year-old. And it was, like I said, it was normal until about 12:30. I was standing by the entrance to the party room, and I hear these little kids going, "Stop it! Cher, you're being mean!" And then I look over, and you know, these kids are loud. The adults aren't paying attention at all. And I'm just like, okay. So I look over, and I see the birthday girl surrounded by little kids just like yelling at her, telling her how mean she was being. And she has this light up pen, and they all wanted it. So of course they're like, you know, they wanted it. That's why they were attacking her. So I was just like, oh crap, you know, this is birthday girl. She needs to be happy, not getting yelled at. So I was like, hey guys, we're gonna sing happy birthday. So you guys excited? Then after we're gonna go into the museum and play. And they're like, yeah! And they all go take their seats, and the birthday girl's still standing right there in the same spot that she was standing in. And I see this little boy just glaring at her. And then he walks up to her, and he's just like, stop being mean to me. Like, just all this force. And the thing was, it came out forcefully, but he walked over back to his seat, and he had these tears in his eyes that he didn't let fall. And I was just like, okay, he's upset about something else. So I walked over to him, and I was like, hey buddy, what's going on? And then he's just like, she's being mean to me. But his older sister is sitting next to him, and she tells me they were boyfriend and girlfriend, but they broke up yesterday. So now they're fighting. And you know, they're 4 years old, so I was just like, I felt bad for him because he came to his expecting to go to his girlfriend's party on Friday, then he gets there Saturday, and it's his ex-girlfriend now. And then so I was just like, you know what, if she's being mean to you, you don't have to play with her. And he's just like, okay. So we sing happy birthday. The kids are all happy now. And I look over, and my little buddy, like, he's walked up to the birthday girl like 3 more times telling her to stop being mean to him. And then finally, like, after the cake is all passed out, the kids are going to line up to go out to be dismissed into the museum. He's just sitting there, like, with this look on his face. And I was like, hey, buddy, you okay? And he looks up me with these big blue eyes. And I remember his eyes so perfectly because his cheeks were so rosy. And they just stood out against his cheeks. And then he looked up at me, and he's just like, my heart's just broken. We can't be together because her mom said something to me and to her, and that's why she's being mean. The party was over, and I was telling my coworkers about what happened, and they just kind of laughed like, oh, they're just 4, you know, he'll get over it. Same thing happened when I went home after my shift, and I told my sister and my mom. They're just like, oh my God, kids these days, they start younger and younger, you know, totally dismissing how this little boy felt. And I was kind of like mad at them because just because he was 4 didn't mean what he felt wasn't real. But that little boy ended up, you know, having a great time despite the fact that him and the birthday girl weren't getting along. But that day was one of the best days of my life because a 4-year-old taught me that as long as what I believe in my heart is real, then it's real. And despite the judgment that people pass on me, or despite what people say to me, that it doesn't matter because I know what I feel. So that day I went to bed wishing I could be 4 again, fearless, telling people how they could and couldn't treat me, believing what in my heart was real, living with that passion, and able to just kind of brush things off when things went wrong. So My name is Adrienne. I'm 20 years old. I'm happy, I'm in love, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I know as long as I can find my 4-year-old happy self in me, I'll be okay.